In the previous notes of this diary, we've been following a single delicate thread, the freedom of inner expression. We traced it back to its earliest whisper, a longing for real, timeless love that appeared before I was even born. Then, further still, we've dived into a memory where speaking from the heart meant danger, and silence learned to protect what was most precious. Later, another story returned to consciousness, reminding me how love, when lifted beyond emotion, becomes wisdom and settles into inner peace. All these notes point toward the same movement, allowing inner truth to find a voice, not to be loud, but to be true. Today's note opens into something new, a shared exploration, a turning inward, a listening beneath the noise. This is where the diary of the inner explorers begins, an invitation to explore our reality from inside out. There has never been a time in human history where so much information floated at the surface of the world. Ideas, opinions, revelations, studies, warnings, promises. An endless current flowing past our eyes. A quiet question might arise. Who creates this information, and for what purpose? When we step back far enough to see the whole landscape, something feels inverted. The absolute truth is nowhere to be found. Simple truth is rarely visible at first glance and is definitely difficult to find. What we were taught, what we inherited as certain, is slowly revealing its fragility. And the more we seem to know, the clearer it becomes. We know far less than we thought. This is not new. In ancient Rome, Decimus Junius Juvenalis spoke of panem et circenses, bread and circus games. A population fed just enough to survive, entertained just enough to forget, distracted from what truly mattered, relieved from the responsibility of thinking, questioning, participating. Nowadays, when we look around with clear eyes, the stage is still there. Only the costumes have changed. A theater filled with low-quality kings, louder performances, faster distractions. Even in spirituality, how many listen closely to a guru, an enlightened being, than to their own inner voice? How many wait for saviors, visible or invisible, instead of daring to think, feel, and question for themselves? Much of the 3D world, in all its forms, seems designed to pull our attention outward, away from the amazing intelligence within, away from the soul, intuition, inner truth. And yet, it is only when we listen inwardly that peace becomes possible. It is only from there that harmony can ripple outward. Holding this awareness and guided by my own inner experiences, I chose, together with 2 close friends, to begin an exploration. Not outward, inward. A journey of listening, of perceiving, of noticing what arises when the mind is not fed in advance. When we encounter insights worthy of being remembered, worthy of being written into a shared journal, we will offer them to you. If you are curious, ask your questions in the comments. Let curiosity lead. Let's untangle together the threads of this reality. Here are 2 important aspects of our explorations. One thing that matters deeply to us. We do not search for answers outside before exploring within. We do not want to pollute the investigation. If research is needed, it comes after the inner exploration, never before. And another essential element for each session, only I know the questions in advance. This keeps the field open. I want my team with unprepared minds and free perception. Why? Most people are trained to think logically. Logic is deductive. It moves step by step, cause, sequence, effect. But reality is woven differently. The truth is that everything is intertwined. True knowing is intuitive, not deductive. The understanding arrives all at once, like entering a dark room and turning on the light. We see everything at once. The room doesn't reveal one object at the time. Everything is simply seen. Our intention is simple, to light a few lights. Out of love for human beings, out of respect for their vast, often forgotten potential. And so, we choose to explore the invisible. Is all of this the truth? Perhaps not. Perhaps it is only a facet, a face of something much larger. Our purpose is not to convince, it is to invite questions, because the quality of the answer depends on the depth of the question. The right answer can be found by asking the right questions. What we share here is our point of view, our lived truth. You may resonate with it or not. You may have the same point of view or not. That does not make anyone wrong. It is just that we are not looking from the same place. We are all stream of consciousness, but we might be in different rivers or in different branches of the same tree. The object of attention may be closer to some branches or in another light, or is simply seen from a different angle. We can even have exactly the same experience, but feel it entirely differently. For example, the leaves of the lower branches would experience a different wind than the leaves on the top of the tree. This is why dialogue matters. If you hold another perspective, share it. We love to learn, and each piece of the puzzle is important in understanding the big picture. Let me tell you an old story. A group of people once found themselves in a heated argument about God, about truth, about whose understanding was the right one. No matter how much they spoke, they could not reach agreement. Each was convinced they saw reality clearly. So they went to Buddha and asked him to show them the truth. Instead of answering, Buddha asked them to bring 4 blind men and an elephant. He then invited each blind man to approach the elephant and describe what it was. The first touched the leg and said, "An elephant is like a pillar, strong, solid, unmoving." The second touched the belly and said, "No, an elephant is like a wall, vast and firm." The third touched the ear and said, "You are both mistaken. It is like a piece of cloth, soft and wide." The fourth touched the tail and laughed. "You are all wrong. An elephant is clearly a rope." Very quickly, they began to argue. Each defended his truth. Each dismissed the others. Then Buddha asked a simple question. Each of them touched the elephant. Each speaks from direct experience. So tell me, who is right? The space around fell silent. The answer was not that one was right and the others wrong. The answer was that each touched something real and none touched the whole. This is how truth often reveals itself to us, not as a single absolute object we can grasp entirely, but as something vast, approached from different angles, felt through different hands, filtered through different lives. When we argue about truth, spirituality, reality, or meaning, we are often like those blind men, touching different parts of the same mystery. Our exploration do not claim to define the elephant. They are simply hands placed gently on one part of it. And if we listen to one another, perhaps together, we begin to sense something larger than any single point of view. The Inner Explorers was born from this understanding, from the feeling that our perspective might help another human being place one more piece into their own puzzle of the whole. Not to define the whole picture, but to illuminate a corner of it. And sometimes that is enough to change how everything is seen. With this note, we take one step further into the experience itself. We've chosen to record our sessions, not to explain them, but to let you experience alongside us. What will be shared is an audio diary of exploration, moments of listening, pauses, insights as they arise, or sometimes as they don't. Next week, we'll open this diary and let you step into the space with us, not as spectators, but as fellow explorers, feeling the rhythm of the inquiry, the silence between the words, the subtle movements of understanding. You don't need to believe anything, you don't need to argue, just bring your curiosity and perhaps a willingness to listen, not only to us, but to what awakens quietly within you as well. Until the next note, let the exploration continue inside you.